We live in a world that praises productivity and demonizes rest. If you struggle to focus, if you've put off your goals, or you find yourself endlessly scrolling instead of starting, society has a name for you, lazy. But what if you're not lazy at all? What if what you're experiencing is something else entirely, something far deeper, far more human? In this video, we'll explore the psychology, neuroscience, and sociology behind why people lose motivation. You'll see how burnout, trauma, environment, and misaligned goals create the illusion of laziness. And we'll explore science-backed ways to recover your direction and clarity. Because maybe, just maybe, you're not lazy, you're just lost. In modern culture, laziness is one of the most judged traits. But in psychological terms, it's not a clinical condition. Dr. Devin Price, in their book, Laziness Does Not Exist, argues that the label lazy is a misinterpretation of deeper issues such as overwhelm, lack of support, depression, or even physical health conditions. Often what appears as laziness is executive dysfunction, an impaired ability to plan, prioritize, and complete tasks, commonly associated with ADHD, trauma, or chronic stress. A 2020 study published in Psychological Bulletin found that task avoidance was strongly linked to self-doubt and negative past feedback, not willful avoidance. Laziness becomes a social label, not a diagnosis. It is weaponized to judge people without understanding their context. Our motivation is largely governed by dopamine, a neurotransmitter often misunderstood as the pleasure chemical. Dopamine is actually about anticipation of reward, not just experiencing pleasure. It gives us the drive to start and persist with tasks. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for planning and decision-making. When dopamine pathways here are underactive, people feel stuck. In ADHD, there's a deficiency in dopamine regulation. These individuals may deeply care about tasks but can't begin them. This isn't laziness, it's neurobiology. In depression, brain scans show decreased activity in reward circuits. You may want to shower, get out of bed, or finish a project, but your brain isn't sending the right signals to follow through. Your brain isn't working against you. It's signaling that something needs attention, healing, or adjustment. You're not lacking discipline, you're lacking neurological alignment. Humans are driven by purpose. Dr. Viktor Frankl, in Man's Search for Meaning, wrote that people can endure almost anything if they have a why to live for. When people feel aimless or disconnected from their identity, motivation plummets. Why work hard when you don't know what you're working towards? According to Erik Erikson's developmental theory, young adults face the crisis of identity versus role confusion. This stage involves exploring beliefs, career paths, and values. If you feel unclear about your values, goals, or direction, it's natural to feel disoriented. This isn't laziness, it's searching. Psychological tools like values, clarification, exercises, and vision journaling help regain clarity. When you are disconnected from who you are, you'll struggle to act on anything. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. It is now recognized by the World Health Organization, WHO, as a legitimate syndrome. Symptoms include cynicism, detachment, and a sense of inefficacy, all of which can mimic laziness. Toxic productivity culture tells us to do more, hustle harder. But human energy isn't infinite. Environments that lack psychological safety, recognition, or autonomy suppress intrinsic motivation. According to self-determination theory by Ryan and Deci, humans need autonomy, competence, and relatedness to feel motivated. If your environment offers none of these, your brain adapts by shutting down effort to conserve energy. Laziness is often a survival response to a system that's been too demanding for too long. Trauma, especially childhood trauma, can rewire the brain. The amygdala becomes overactive, and the prefrontal cortex underperforms, making decision-making and task initiation difficult. Learned helplessness. A theory by Martin Seligman explains that when people are repeatedly exposed to uncontrollable stress, they learn to stop trying. The brain internalizes. Nothing I do makes a difference. Chronic shame, example being called lazy, useless, disappointing, can create internal resistance and self-doubt. These emotional wounds show up as procrastination, disinterest, avoidance, but they are protective mechanisms, not character flaws. When the world has punished your effort enough times, your brain decides it's safer not to try. Many people chase goals that aren't theirs. Parental expectations, societal definitions of success, peer comparisons. Motivation thrives on emotional resonance. If a goal doesn't spark something inside, the brain deprioritizes it. This leads to a phenomenon called goal incongruence, where your conscious goal doesn't match your inner values. Reconnecting with authentic desires through silence, solitude, and deep questioning is essential. You're not lazy, you're chasing the wrong dream. One, create psychological safety. Practice self-compassion. Replace self-criticism with curiosity. What am I needing right now? 2, clarify your values. Use tools like the values card sort, vision boards, and journaling to find meaningful direction. 3, break down overwhelm. Apply the 2-minute rule. Start any task for just 2 minutes. Dopamine builds through action, not planning. 4, regulate brain chemistry. Daily exercise, sleep hygiene, hydration, and natural light exposure all improve motivation-related neurotransmitters. 5, find meaningful goals. Use the Ikigai model. Combine what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what can sustain you. 6, professional support. Therapy, ADHD coaching, or trauma-informed care can be transformative if executive function or emotional wounds are impairing motivation. Then let go of the lie that your worth depends on your output. You are not a machine. You are a complex, beautiful, emotional being who sometimes gets tired, confused, or overwhelmed. That doesn't make you lazy, it makes you human. What you're experiencing is not a flaw in your character, it's a message from your mind, your body, your heart, asking you to slow down, reassess, and realign. You are not lazy, you are lost. And the beautiful thing about being lost is that it means you're on your way to being found.